I'll forgive him for like going off of me. The next time he goes off of me, yeah, I will go straight to his house.
What do you mean?
I will go straight. No. Yeah, I will go straight to his house and I'll break his arm.
You'll break his arm?
God. Yeah, I will break it as hard as I bloody can because that stupid arm of his needs to get put in the Kimura lock. I'm sorry, it needs to get fucking put in the fucking Kimura.
You're gonna break Streetkilln's arm.
Yes.
Cold-hearted, man. By the way, we're live. What's up, guys? This is Sheepshifter 23. I'm here with Benjamin Rivers, Soulamazin, and conspicuously absent is Streetkilln HD. I think his plumbing backed up, if you know what I mean. Too many club crackers there going down the gullet.
Club crackers and frosted baked beans.
My ribs.
Not a healthy diet,
My ribs. Ow,
my ribs. Too many club crackers. They added they recently changed the recipe on club crackers. They added a lot more fiber, so it's got a street all backed up. The streets are clogged, so to speak. But anyways, we'll that's interesting. So we'll go ahead, jump into this. Street will join, I guess, when he can. So started off Raw with the Beat the Clock challenge. It was pretty interesting. Well, I mean, it wasn't bad. The Becky won, you know, there was that. It wasn't very great, you know. It's like they could have done something better than that, I guess. It's kind of dumb. What do you guys think they should have done?
It was just very, very predictable, in my opinion.
True.
I mean, and not only that, but I mean, I don't like the Riot Squad, so to speak.
Nobody does.
Yeah, I mean,
why are they burying the Riot Squad? That's what I want to know.
They totally just. Yeah, I mean, it was just like as soon as they advertised Beat the Clock Challenge and it showed each one of them was facing the Riot Squad, it automatically just screamed at you. Every member of the Riot Squad is losing. There's no way, shape, or form that they win either match. Because the whole point is, oh, I could beat up a Riot Squad member, but I could do it faster than you. Like, it's just blatantly throwing them under the bus.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what I mean? It's just blatant jobbage.
Wait, didn't Charlotte actually like lose hers because well, she didn't actually beat the clock. No, she didn't beat the clock. So.
Well, the match itself is kind of skeptical anyway because
they won their matches individually.
Well, it's kind of sketchy anyway because if you think about it, Ruby's the leader, so technically wouldn't whoever went up against Ruby have been at a disadvantage, you know, or wouldn't wouldn't technically like whoever got Liv Morgan had it the easiest, you know, that should have kind of been the case, but at the same time, yeah, this feels a little lazy, and especially with it being the main event, the most prominent match and the three most involved people in the main event. It should have been something with more weight, you know. There should have been something with some stakes behind it, or with some, instead of just kind of who can show off better, who can. It's like a game of chance almost. Like, doesn't really show anything off, and there was nothing particularly impressive about any of the matches. So.
Yeah, I mean, everything about this, in my opinion, was bad from start to finish. I mean, it's just like, who cares? Like, you know, it doesn't prove anything. All it really did is for, you know, the common fan thinks that Becky Lynch has the best chance of winning at WrestleMania now because she won this. That's the whole idea, is to give Becky even more of a push. Yeah, that's the subject matter here, and if I'm right and history repeats itself, we all know that when you are on top and winning everything up until the big one.
Well, we got another week to go. 2 more shows to go.
Sure. I know. Yeah.
Ronda Rousey could be standing tall next week. You never know.
Yeah.
And if that were the case, if Ronda Rousey were the one standing tall, you would have to assume Charlotte would win. But if Charlotte's the one standing tall, I don't think people are going to assume Ronda's going to win. I think people are going to assume that Becky's going to win.
Well, if Charlotte does win, are we going to see Charlotte hold both titles at one time?
I don't want that.
This is gonna come to?
I don't want that. And it doesn't make sense with the two brands going to different shows. Sure, the women's tag team titles are doing it.
I don't know. The fan in me sees it making perfect sense for Becky to win. Not only because she's so over with the fans, but Charlotte just picked up the SmackDown title, so she could reign supreme on the Raw brand.
Oh, yeah.
While Becky could pick up the Raw title and just be permanently on Raw following WrestleMania and be the Raw Women's Champion. That way you have the two... I mean, Charlotte and Becky are the two biggest women superstars in WWE, like fan-wise and career-wise. I mean, having them on separate brands would be ideal, I think. SmackDown's so overloaded with talent, with men and women, and tag teams. So, I think that makes perfect sense, but I don't know. Guess we'll just have to. And it depends too on where Ronda's going with her career after WrestleMania. I don't know when her contract's up and things like that. So, I don't know. It's interesting.
Well, we'll save the predictions for the next episode. So, I pretty much agree with you. So I don't know. I see the Becky Lynch thing being the main route to go. I see swerves in there too. There's definitely paths to fuck everybody over. WWE's notorious about doing it, especially at WrestleMania. Everybody wants one specific thing, and they'll either do the one specific thing and everything else pisses them off, and they do the one specific thing to be like, but look, we gave you what you wanted. Or they fuck up the one specific thing, but they do everything else the right way. Like, but this time there's so much to fuck up. There's like the Triple H Batista thing, you know. If Triple H wins, you know, it's business as usual. If Batista wins, you know, it's a continuation of a storyline.
So Charlotte is champion.
We're
Bailey's champion. Sasha Banks is champion. Don't tell me that they're gonna do this whole fucking four horsewoman being champion at WrestleMania. That's what
maybe
gonna
maybe they will. It makes sense now. No, that's another notch in what Soul was talking about. How, as a fan, it lines up for Becky Lynch. You know, if she won the title, then they would legit all have titles. I don't think it's fair that Ronda has to put her title on the line and Charlotte doesn't have to put her title on the line. You know, technically, I think Charlotte loses that belt. Tomorrow, I think Charlotte loses that belt on Tuesday.
To who and why?
Somebody that Asuka can face and defeat, or I don't know. It's kind of too late for Asuka.
I think it was just a push for Charlotte to make her look more like a contender in this triple threat. And
it didn't. I mean, yeah, it was a great match, but it didn't make her.
Fan, it did. You gotta think. You gotta think. We think deeper about stuff. You gotta look at it through an average fan's eyes. The ones that are saying, "Oh, Charlotte just won the women's champion. Now she's gonna win this." Da, da, da. You know what I mean? We think way more complex about things than the average fan.
Yeah, I will say this.
I'm trying to separate myself from it, but I'm still feeling like most people can still just I think the crowd was more on Asuka's side during that whole time, and I think the crowd, I think gathering from, you know, crowd reactions and inference, you know, they could tell that this wasn't what people wanted to happen. I mean, I guess they're probably not looking that deep, but
that's because right now anyone who opposes Becky Lynch is an enemy to the crowd. I mean, to put it simple.
you know.
Yep.
I don't agree with adding Charlotte to this. I mean, I guess if it's to have a whatchamacallit, a 4 horsewomen thing, you know, it's all a big build to that, you know. That's long-term that's long-term storytelling, and I mean, if they play it out right over a long course of time, like they did with Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano on NXT, then yeah, maybe something good can come of, you know, this particular thing that I don't like. But right now, if Becky wins, all will still be well, but I still don't think it's as good of a match as if it would have been just Becky versus Ronda. Shit. I can't say that because I know that Ronda sucks. And how good of a main event match can Becky Lynch put on carrying Ronda Rousey athletically the whole time? What kind of good story can they tell? So knowing that it's going to be hard to tell a good story with just just Becky and Ronda, I guess I see the reason behind adding Charlotte to the match, and I guess I can't be mad at it anymore because now it makes sense when I look at it in that regard, because I don't want it to be a bad match because I want it to go well. So probably the right call adding Charlotte to that match, but I think that's too much.
Well,
I was gonna say I think they should add Asuka to it. It's only fair, right?
It is. It is fair. So like Asuka to that.
Well, Asuka don't. She just doesn't have a role in the story.
Against Charlotte.
I mean,
she could insert her. She could. What if Asuka? What if Asuka showed up at Monday Night Raw and put the Asuka lock on Ronda Rousey, like full on, just said screw everybody, you know, nobody's ready for Asuka, not even Ronda Rousey. She catches a Ronda Rousey in the Asuka lock.
Title last week. You can't say nobody's ready for Asuka. It would be too much too quick.
She could snap. I don't know. That's why I said too much. But I wish they would do fucking something, you know. They didn't.
I think this match is going to be really good, and we're just pondering on it too hard. I don't have any I like Charlotte more than Becky, so I'm different on this.
I know you do.
I don't have any complaints about it at all. I'm happy that's triple threat, and I agree. I mean, I think Becky versus Ronda could be a good match, but athletically and in the longevity, it's gonna be Becky and Charlotte to like really carry the match.
Oh, talking about the freaking devil here he is.
He got those pipes unclogged.
We're already freaking live on it.
Oh. He knows. He could probably tell.
Why are you late? Come on.
I don't want to talk about it, but anyways, the Charlotte thing. I'm saying title unification. That's what I'm going for.
No, don't.
Yep, it's gonna happen. Title unification. Charlotte wins both. Yep.
Okay.
It's gonna happen.
Can I just say something? Yeah, that is an unpopular decision because, okay.
I mean, they're already doing it with the tag team champions.
All the champions.
The women's division is slacking, alright? The women's division is slacking. We already have
you're saying there's only going to be one women's title.
We already have Sasha and Bayley on Raw with this tag team champ. What the fuck are they going to give the title to?
I think there's going to be a lot of backlash.
I can see that.
It's going to be unification, and then once that happens, it's going to be Ronda versus Charlotte all over again. It's going to happen.
I think there's going to be a lot of backlash. They take away basically, they just replaced one of the women's titles with the tag team titles. They just swapped one for another if they do that. And it's not really fair to the whole... I'm not huge on the whole women's revolution thing. You know, I understand it, and the women should get every opportunity to get paid the same and try to reach that main event status just like they are now. That's a big deal. So how at the same time where you're pushing this big gender equality stance, WWE is all about breaking those glass ceilings and doing this and doing this, and at the same time behind the scenes we're going to, I don't know, cut the women's titles in halves, and which is therefore going to cut the women's segments, probably the ones that have any meaning or impact in the long run. It's going to cut those segments down to just more of the same catty best friends turning on each other, or something about a man fighting over a guy, or some shit like that.
That's what they've been doing.
But it's actually been it's been getting a lot better. It's been getting a lot better in
the whole
in some
thing, the whole Lana thing. Come on, it's been there forever.
But I'm talking about in some matches and in some aspects, they are pushing some boundaries.
It's the same thing with Becky and Charlotte.
It's the same thing. Some things are never gonna change. You're getting to the point of asking women to just change, to just not be women anymore.
It's like
you're getting to the point where you want women to just be men.
No.
Why can't you just be
like how far does it need to go? Like, women are always gonna fight over guys. They're always gonna break up and not be friends anymore, and then be friends again. It's just what they do. Like, let's not.
Okay, let me be more. Let me take it from a different.
One of the women's titles on one brand is a big down. They still have more titles than they had before, with the tag team titles being around. You still have 3 titles compared to 2.
That's not even a fair way of looking at it.
But just look how the titles. Like, look at how
irrelevant the women's title matches have been. Like, they got to the point where they had to bring 2 women from one brand to the other just to make us care about the title match.
That's because their Ronda Rousey experiment was a fucking flop. In my eyes.
I don't know. The Ronda Rousey thing didn't go too bad until they put her against Becky.
They didn't turn on her until they put her against Becky. Yeah. It was more indifference, and then it turned into like hatred. And you could see it on Ronda Rousey's face how it actually affects her. Like, she's letting it get to her for real. Like, she's not acting. Like, she's like in her feelings out there. Like, these guys don't like me. It's not right.
Yeah.
I'm doing the best I can out here, and these guys just don't care. Like, she's like, I think literally in her feelings. Or if she's not, that's legitimate good acting, but it's the wrong.
At the same time, I mean, I feel like Ronda Rousey could be.
Have you seen the movie that she was in?
She could be loved and adored just like Becky Lynch if they played her out correctly. They thought they were gonna take this superstar from the UFC and just throw her at wrestling fans. Wrestling fans aren't about that shit at the end of the day.
They should have
just shove her in people's faces. They needed to have her career like a long dragged out 3 years of
you know what should have happened, right? She should have started off getting her ass beat. Like, because they should have told it as the angle that it's a different world. Like, she was from UFC, but this isn't UFC. There's different rules, so somebody would put her in a submission that's not from the UFC, you know? You don't do figure 4 leg locks in the UFC. You don't do sharpshooters, you know? There's no top ropes and stuff in UFC. They don't do missile drop kicks from the top rope, you know? They should have had people like finding and exploiting the things that she doesn't know about wrestling and making that a reality. Yeah. And they should have like had her like start to figure it out and then grow, and then the fans would start to get behind her like, oh, she's figuring it out, you know, we can, and then she would be a badass, and then she would be unstoppable. Like,
yeah, it would have showed. They should have told a story of Ronda Rousey coming in as an experienced MMA fighter and gradually learning the concept of professional wrestling. And then once she got to that point, it's like, okay, I've mixed the best of both worlds, and now I can do it all. And now I'm a badass. Now I really am untouchable. The fans have grown with me and watched my growth as a performer and as a superstar. Now they love and adore me, and they've seen me really grind and grow.
But we all know why they didn't. We all know why they didn't do that. It's because they wanted her to be in Wrestlemania, and they wanted it to happen this year, and they wanted her to be the face of the company this year.
But now you have her in Wrestlemania as the one that everyone's rooting against. I would never expected that to be the picture, you know? I would have thought to see Ronda Rousey main eventing WrestleMania.
I thought Ronda Rousey was gonna. I thought Ronda was gonna have Becky's storyline.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. That's what I'm saying. I feel like Ronda could have and should have been a Becky Lynch character.
I mean, they could have. She's just such. She's not good at the promos, and she's not good.
I mean, yeah, they killed it now with all the whining and complaining, and they killed it. Like, I think that if it was, it's still possible to turn it around. It's been done, but it would take a long time, and I don't think that she's in it for a long haul.
All right, so let's move on because that was just the first topic. Who?
You.
No, I'm good. Oh no, I was taking a breath of fresh air. So, Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns had a bit of a kerfuffle. They started out kerfuffles. Yeah, word of the day. So Drew basically said that Roman shouldn't do the WrestleMania match because, you know, leukemia, and of course, you know, leave it to WWE to exploit, you know, people's thing. You know, I'm sure it's with Roman's permission though, so well, who am I to say?
Yeah.
But they eventually, you know, started duking it out there, and they had a little bit of a fight.
Yep.
And I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the?
I mean, you guys probably do, but I don't care about this match. It's just an excuse.
No,
to get Roman
I
Reigns
don't.
in the
I don't care about it at all.
It's just a filler to get Roman Reigns on the card.
Every match on the card is filler. They're all filler.
Yeah, even that Baron Corbin match.
Yes, I 100% agree. But
the majority of the WrestleMania card is like a card that should have been on Fastlane or a pay-per-view beforehand. Wow. It's like a build-up. The WrestleMania is like a build-up to something else. Like there's gonna be a bigger pay-per-view than WrestleMania.
This should have been on. This should have been on Great Balls of Fire.
Well, at least freaking Great Balls of Fire was like much more freaking worse than this. I'm just saying. Yeah, Great Balls of Fire was fucking worse.
Great Balls of Fire, jeez.
I don't know. Great Balls of Fire may be better than this year's WrestleMania.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Roman versus Drew. I don't care about it. Roman's gonna win to get a pop.
Oh, of course.
Well, duh. Came back from leukemias.
Yeah, I actually think Drew McIntyre's gonna win. I think Drew
What
McIntyre
if?
will win.
Hold on. What if in the middle of the match, leukemia attacks from behind?
Because he is actually well guaranteed.
Oh, and then it'll be another
insane.
triple threat match, huh? And then it'll be another triple
Everything's
threat.
a triple threat. Every match in wrestling is a triple threat.
It's starting to look that way.
But I was just about to say, how dare Drew McIntyre claim that he is more powerful and in more control than leukemia. What a piece
I know,
of
right?
shit.
How was he gonna say that?
You defeated leukemia, but you won't defeat me? Who says that? What a douchebag. Like, you think you're better than Luke? You think you're better?
Look,
than leukemia?
That is true, though.
Luke Gallows is gonna legally change his last name to Emia, and he's gonna come out and attack Roman Reigns.
Could you imagine that being like a real thing? Like imagine they were in a bar.
WWE would do it.
But no, just imagine like two guys, like two regular guys out at a bar or something, and some guy going, "You beat leukemia, but you won't beat me."
Come on, man.
Huge fight. Like,
They would all jump on the guy who was like, "You beat
the
leukemia."
guy would get his ass beat.
But at the same time, if the guy was like talking to another guy that looked like Roman Reigns, they might just stay the fuck out of it. You know, these two guys who are like both, you know, they look like, I would say Vikings, but, well, I guess, you know, they're huge. They're like Game of Thrones characters or something over there. And, I think I would just stay the fuck away and just watch in awe. So let's move on.
The guy that beat leukemia is gonna beat this guy.
Braun Strowman versus Saturday Night Live. How's that gonna go?
I just want to say, first of all, screw WrestleMania.
I told you another triple threat match.
Screw WrestleMania.
In the fucking Battle Royal, oh my god.
Screw Saturday Night Live. Screw Braun Strowman. I'm done with it all. I'm just done.
I swear this WrestleMania is looking like a joke.
Why does Braun Strowman have to drag his big ass around and ruin every WrestleMania?
Listen.
First he's tagging with a 10-year-old, and now he's wrestling Saturday Night Live cast.
Yo, we might actually see freaking Nicholas.
Why do they take the biggest guy in the
Nicholas at
company
WrestleMania
and put him up against in the stupid
Listen, here's why. They don't have much else for him right now. He's actually really good at, like, small comedy. Like, the kids really get it because, oh, big guy doing funny stuff. It's really, it catches on with the kids.
Guy in a little coat.
Fat guy and yeah.
Oh yeah, fat guy.
But I get it. You know, I understand, and the reason is that, joke all you want, it's a spot on the biggest show of wrestling of the year, and it's a big spot that's meant to entertain, and it'll be more memorable than most of the matches that you see.
Most definitely.
I can't remember exactly. That's what I'm saying. I can't remember half the matches of the WrestleMania that happened when, you know, the Nicholas thing. But I remember
Exactly.
him.
I was gonna say, do you remember half the matches in WrestleMania of the Nicholas thing?
No, I don't. I remember that and like the key moments. So I mean, it's completely. I respect the decision, and Braun Strowman is really, really good at the comedy relief thing. When they do it right.
Stand-up comedy gig.
Yeah, he should be stand-up. No.
I'm just saying, at the same time, like 6 months ago, you guys were. Like 6 months ago, you guys were all like, Braun Strowman's the next Universal Champion.
Look, I think
now he's a fucking comedy skit.
The best thing that they could do right now would be on Saturday before Takeover, or on Saturday. No, they have Takeover, but Braun Strowman shows up on Saturday Night Live and flips the whole set over.
Oh my god, that would
like,
be
or like, you know, you know how they do at the beginning of it, you know, they're live from New York, it's Saturday night, you know, they could, you know, Michael Che and Colin Jost could be doing a little skit or something, and then, you know, there's like an awkward silence, and then Braun Strowman's like, live from New York, it's Saturday night, and, you know, bashes their heads together, and it's, you know, a cross-promotional moment, you know. Let Braun Strowman be on Saturday Night Live, do a little bit as something, and then that would get more eyes on WrestleMania. It would get wrestling fans to watch Saturday Night. I literally just thought about this, and I think it would be great.
I don't think WWE thought this far.
If Braun Strowman like showed up Saturday right before WrestleMania on Sunday, you know, Saturday Night Live, have Braun Strowman show up and maybe one bit or something, you know, have him show up and, you know, Michael.
I'm gonna beat your asses.
Colin and Michael do the. They do the news desk thing. They could be doing that, and you know, he shows up. You know that somebody always slides in on the chair from off screen. You know, he could slide in, and you know they both be scared. You know, either take off running or they do some kind of funny thing. But I think that would be great if they involved it like that. I mean,
funny part is
I'm all about those money-making decisions. I watch Saturday Night Live every once in a while. It's a little bit too biased for me as far as politically. They do a little bit too much political stuff. But it's not as funny as it used.
Didn't they have a whole Donald Trump segment?
I don't mind.
I haven't watched it since like middle school, early high school days.
I don't mind like their characters of presidents,
yeah,
but
I used to watch it way back in the day.
I don't like their. I don't mind their.
Was on that shit.
Oh, like of course, that's
and all that.
Everybody's favorite version of SNL was the one that they watched when they were growing up. You know, that's just the way it is.
It's just like the WWE. It's been around forever. It's always going to be around.
You know, my favorite version was, you know, Will Ferrell and, you know, Jimmy Fallon and, you know, all that. So.
Yeah, all that. So, moving on to the next thing.
The next thing was Seth Rollins. He had a pretty impassioned promo talking about Brock Lesnar and his conversation with Paul Heyman.
Yeah,
oh yeah, I forgot. I should have just said Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, take the floor, Ben.
Not gonna say anything because you know what? Because okay, Seth Rollins is okay. No, you know what? Seth Rollins is
just
the
go,
Ben.
guy.
Seth Rollins is the damn man. I am sorry, but whoever actually does freaking think that Seth is gonna lose, you know what? You are just living in an imaginary street.
Some club crackers, y'all. He got a tainted badge.
You know what? No. You know what? No, let's just no. You know what? Don't really give a shit about the other guy. I'm not gonna talk about, but no. Except for Seth Rollins, because he actually made a decent fucking promo, unlike someone else. Yeah, well, who didn't even show up.
Ben, let me just say that's probably the most words I've ever heard anybody say after I'm not gonna say nothing.
But I'm just saying though, Seth Rollins, he is gonna.
And it continues.
He's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because we can all see it happen at WrestleMania. Seth walks out of WrestleMania with the Universal Champion, and there is nothing that his advocate can do.
You know, in the dictionary.
It's already written on the walls.
Listen, in the dictionary next. Yeah, but in the dictionary next to run-on sentence, you will see C. Benjamin Rivers. You are one run-on sentence.
Can I throw something in here real fast?
Go ahead, Captain.
I swear, if you say Brock Lesnar is gonna win,
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the first topic I forgot when we were talking about the possible reunion of the Four Horsewomen. I wanted to say that if we get Becky Lynch, if Becky Lynch does win, maybe we could see the other three horsewomen come in and attack her, and that's how we introduce the four horsewomen from the UFC to the world, because it's WrestleMania. What better place to, you know, before we were talking about how nobody really knows or cares for the other two besides Shayna. Nobody really knows of them.
Do it at WrestleMania, it gets a lot of eyes on them.
Plus, they're attacking Becky Lynch, so that's going to draw big attention to them.
My only problem,
hero, who just won the title.
My only problem is that here's my problem right now with that is that the other two are still absolute garbage. So that's three listen, that gives you 3 garbage wrestlers and 1 person who can actually wrestle, and that's Shayna Baszler, who's actually really, really good in the ring. We got to give her that.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Much more better than Ronda Rousey.
I freaking hate Shayna Baszler, but as a heel, she's killing it.
Yep. Of course.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, what better time, place, situation to do this?
I guess they could be like lackeys. Yeah, they're just lackeys or something, but that means that.
I mean, that's a huge push. It takes just anybody can come in and beat the crap out of everyone's hero, everyone's favorite, and all of a sudden they got that heel factor going for them.
Well, I mean,
they got that heel factor.
That's kind of how it works. That's why well, that's what they try to do, That's why, that's the reason Batista attacked Ric Flair. They...
Yeah.
Give me what I want.
You attacked Ric Flair, you bastard.
Yes. It's an instant attention bringer, giver.
Just like calling bringing up Roman's leukemia or Jeff's drinking.
I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
Oh, and back to current time. Brock Lesnar's gonna beat Seth Rollins.
I agree.
No, he's not. He is not, because you want to know
really
why.
He's going to.
He's not
Ben.
gonna freaking beat. No. He's not gonna beat Seth Rollins. I'm just sorry, but
you want to bet money, Ben?
Every single person.
You want to bet money?
Every single time, it's always.
Bet
this person beats Seth Rollins.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you the one reason why Seth Rollins is gonna lose.
What happened to WrestleMania, right?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Hang on.
Seth Rollins never said, "Give me what I want" to Brock Lesnar. That's why he's gonna lose.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can I just say something, right? Yeah. What happened the last time Seth Rollins?
Did you say yeah to your old self?
No.
Did you just give yourself
I'm trying to say something. No, I'm trying to
say something. Yeah.
So I swear you do this every single time.
You're gonna get in Ben's feelings.
What I do every
He
time.
really loves Brock Lesnar. Alright?
Okay. Yo, I'm just saying though. Yo, if Brock wins, expect a murder spree from everybody on Twitter. Yeah, there's gonna be like a full right. They're like, no, we want Seth Rollins Universal Champion.
Ben, you do realize that if they blow up Twitter, that's good for WWE, right?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, like, no, I'm talking about the worst. Like, we all know that Seth Rollins is gonna win. Seth is gonna win. There's no questions about it. But I swear,
you want to bet $5?
I bet there is questions
WWE
There's no question.
put freaking Brock Lesnar, if they have Brock Lesnar freaking win, then
you said there's no question. You said there's no question, so why would you even say that?
Are you gonna stop watching WWE?
I will. If Brock wins, I will officially retire from watching wrestling.
So you're gonna quit? Are you gonna quit playing it too?
Nope. Yeah, and I will officially quit this podcast. If Brock wins, I'm quitting the podcast.
Yeah, you do it then. You won't.
Fuck you, Street.
You're gonna quit watching and quit.
Me a couple days ago.
You're gonna quit watching and quit the podcast, but you're going to continue to play the video game?
Yeah. Because the game is more fun.
No,
it's much more funner.
It's much more fun.
But Ben, if you stop doing wrestling and the podcast, then in like 2 years you won't know who half the people are on the game.
Excuse me, well, I already freaking knows that everyone on the freaking game right now. And also, speaking of which, well, there's also one person that I just, can't put to forget about, because he doesn't even show up.
Sorry, you're full.
Fucking damn time. I'm sorry, but... Okay, how about this, right?
Because he doesn't show up.
How about this?
You just admitted that you can't forget about him. Like, he's embedded into your brain.
So, I'm trying to say something. So, okay, the one thing that WWE should actually do is have Brock Lesnar compete on Monday Night Raw next week. Yeah, in his final match before. Okay, so yeah, we've got Seth Rollins. He has been competing non-frickin' stop. Yeah, and he has actually been the frickin' workhorse, unlike someone else. Yeah, unlike one lazy part-timer does not even show up, and and he's actually also got frickin' Paul Heyman's frickin' hand right up his ass. What do you frickin' think he's doing? But literally, all I'm just saying, Brock Lesnar, show up.
You think he chooses to do this?
Brock, just show freaking up, and maybe,
you think he chooses
or just maybe
to just be like,
you know, I'm not gonna show up to work today.
Think he chooses to do this?
You know what? I'm just saying. Okay.
Do you know how?
Remember what
work?
happened at like? Okay, straight. Remember what happened at last time's WrestleMania when Triple H faced when Seth Rollins faced Triple H? He wore the Kingslayer shirt, and what happened? Oh yeah, he won. This year, he's gonna wear the Beast Slayer shirt, and he's gonna slay the Beast because the Beast is not gonna stay in WWE.
We'll see,
we all know
Ben.
it.
You should put bets on it.
We all now know it.
You seem
we all now know it.
You seem really confident.
I bet you
I bet
you 1,500 kangaroos.
I bet you 1,500 iced coffees.
No.
No? Why, Ben?
Alright, Ben, if you win, I'll give you, I'll put the world title on you on WCSW. But if I win, I get to make all the matches on HRW.
No, you're not doing that.
Yes, we're doing that.
My show is already booked by the fans.
We get to make all
bullshit.
We get to make all Ben's matches.
That is booked by the fans. I'm sorry, they're booked by the fans.
No, we get to book all Ben's matches. Every match that Ben's in, we get to book it. If Brock loses.
No.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
No.
It's happening,
Excuse me. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
If Brock loses, I become the world champion.
Yes.
Well, if Brock wins, then you guys actually, then you. Okay, so if Brock loses,
wins,
I become world champion.
If Brock wins, we get to pick your matches on HRW.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if Brock Lesnar loses, I become world champion.
On WCSW, yes.
Yeah.
Brock loses, you get to be champion, and then if Brock wins, we get to pick all your matches on HRW.
You know what? Yeah, I'll agree to that because I am more confident because I know
much more confident.
Yeah, I know Seth Rollins is gonna beat Brock Lesnar. Do I actually see Brock Lesnar beating him? No chance in hell. He will never.
Get ready for a handicap matches.
Up the boots for fucking Brock Lesnar. Well, I've already competed in a lot of handicap matches. I'm just saying, I've competed in a lot. And I have actually also defeated Soul, and I've also defeated Street.
And all your handicap.
I have not even actually freaking beat you yet.
Every single week, it's going to be you versus Brock Lesnar and Baron Corbin in a handicap match.
Nope.
Every match, every week.
The whole show. The whole show.
It's gonna happen.
Well, he's gonna win anyway.
Let's move on.
Alright, so Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe. What the fuck? How in the hell?
Yo, this is a TNA rematch.
This was a garbage match.
Was I actually just watching WWE, or was I watching TNA?
And Bleacher Report was you were watching. If you think you were watching TNA, then you really had the nostalgia glasses on. How many amber fluids did you drink over there?
I'm sorry though, I have actually seen this match in TNA, and all the TNA matches are freaking good as hell.
And this one wasn't. So to compare it to.
This match was good.
And Bleacher Report even gave it a
terrible.
Bleacher Report was like, it did everything it was supposed to do. No, it didn't. Kurt Angle's finishing move was like it looked like garbage. Like you shouldn't be able to pin Samoa Joe on that. It just made Samoa Joe look bad. And Samoa Joe right now should look anything but bad. He's going into a match for the title, isn't he? No, he's the champion. He's the fucking United States champion.
He's the damn champion. And literally...
He's got a match for his belt at WrestleMania, and he just lost a match to, like, a 60-year-old guy who could barely keep it together. Get the fuck out of here. This is bullshit.
Yo,
I'm sick of these old dudes.
I'm just saying though, it was an absolute good match. It was a good match in WWE.
You're high, Ben. You're drinking too many
TNA. The TNA days. Like,
too much Red Coolios.
Mojo versus.
Ben, did you watch Raw? Did you watch this match?
Okay, yes, I watched this damn match, and yeah, I know how it ended. Yeah, quick roll up. I know how it ends. Okay. Yes.
That's really suspect. When you say
bullshit,
and I know how
I
it
actually
ends.
did.
You watched you watched the clip. You watched the clip. You watched YouTube clips.
I am just saying.
Did you watch the whole match?
Did you watch the whole match? Yes or no?
No.
God damn it. God damn it.
But I'm just saying though, I'm just sorry.
Sit on your couch or chair or floor or whatever you sit on. And put your eyes to the TV and just watch it.
Ben, go sit in the corner. Ben, go sit in the corner. Go sit in the corner, Ben.
Listen. No. Hang on. I have seen every single match that Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle has actually been in.
No, you haven't, because you didn't watch this.
Okay. Yeah, back in TNA, I watched all their matches in TNA.
Now, hold on. I highly doubt that. You watched the clips of those matches, didn't you?
You might possibly be the worst podcaster.
I watched all the freaking matches. They were freaking good. I'm sorry. The matches...
They were good. All his matches ever were good.
Much more better.
Well, more better than in WWE.
You haven't even watched his most recent match. How are we supposed to believe that you've seen all of them, ever?
Excuse me, I have actually watched his recent match with frickin' AJ Styles, and damn, that was also freaking good.
We're talking about Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe, good wrestler. Kurt Angle, good wrestler. Yeah, you put them both together.
So you just assumed it was a good match, based on their peak performances in their careers. Now that they face each other, you're just gonna assume it was good.
It was good. I'm sorry, but it was good. These two put on an instant classic.
You already said you didn't even watch it. This is
I'm sorry.
There's no substance to any of your theories or predictions.
I'm also gonna say this though.
Ben sometimes.
Excuse me. Well, Street and Soul and Sheep. Well, why don't you go all watch Kurt Angle's recent match in TNA against Samoa Joe.
That's TNA. That was back when it was good days.
But you can't take a match from 15 years ago and just assume the one last week was good.
It was freaking
one was.
Okay. It was good.
Stop saying it was good, damn it. I'm gonna freak out.
I'm sorry. It was good. It was good. I'm sorry. It was fucking good.
You didn't fucking watch it.
I did. I watched the freaking clip of it. Yeah, and I actually saw the freaking ending to it. It was good.
They could clip.
I'm sorry.
They could clip a match between me and Sheep and make it look like it was a 5-star match.
It was a 5-star.
They could clip anything and make it look good.
It was good. I'm sorry.
It was an instant classic, guys. It's settled.
You have to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, classic. It was a classic.
No one will ever forget that time that Kurt Angle and AJ Samoa Joe. Who was it that fought again?
It was Samoa Joe.
Oh yeah, I already forgot.
Let's just move on, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
It was Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe.
It was cancer versus cancer. Okay, let's go.
Triple H spoke about Batista.
Oh god.
They didn't bring out the "Give Me What I Want" that much, you know. I thought the Spice Girls were gonna come out and everything.
Yeah, that whole
I mean, he said,
I wanna. Boring. get to the episode thing. Oh, no, yeah, puts his career on the line.
He did say
yeah,
a
have
little
we
bit
not?
of I wanna.
Not freaking seen that a long time.
So I do want to point out again that it is my firm belief that the promos are more entertaining than the matches are ever going to be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Between them two, or
no, all wrestling forever.
Oh.
Their promos beat all of wrestling. No,
I know who's actually winning this match.
Their promos are literally going to be the best part of this whole build, and it's going to be a disappointment to a lot of people. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Why so disappointed?
Because Triple H shouldn't be wrestling anymore, and I'm not sure about Batista, but probably the same.
True.
I will say this, guys. Well, Triple H is actually going to win this match. I'm just saying. Because when was the last time that Triple H ever put his career on the line?
This is all just so Triple H can have the biggest entrance in WrestleMania.
Yeah, with fancy headdresses and bikes. And
yeah.
He's gonna.
I'm just saying,
honestly,
though,
I don't know. At the
the
same
last
time,
time we saw
because
Triple H put his career on the line was
I
against Brock.
agree.
That was it.
I agree with what she feels about Triple H shouldn't be wrestling anymore to an extent. I mean, maybe
So
this is a way.
Well,
maybe
he shouldn't
this
be
is a way
retired
for him to actually retire and fully focus on his COO responsibilities. With, of course, an occasional, WrestleMania match every year for like the next 15 years.
Dude, why didn't they let... Look, Fox is...
Batista a push to come back.
I've got it. I figured it out. Fox has... is going to be owned by Disney. So, Drax can be in the WWE, bro.
Oh,
Exactly.
What if Drax the Destroyer shows up at WrestleMania to fight Triple H?
He's not gonna show up. I'm just saying.
What if he shows up as Drax, y'all? That would be such a big pop. Like, the whole world would be like, Drax, 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 and then he's the biggest thing in WWE. And he brings out a little... It's got, like, he's got Groot in his, like, entrance thing. And they, like, do a CGI Groot coming out with him. Oh, yeah.
You're right. You're right when you put it like that.
I am right. 100%, bro.
They could have Hornswoggle dressed as a little Groot.
As Groot, yes. Fucking A. So, yeah. Let me also point out that Drew McIntyre versus Dean Ambrose was a complete shit show, and it sucked.
You did.
That was garbage from two of the people who I have high expectations from. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw that out there. Just, you know. Do you not agree? Was it not a great match? It was awesome, right?
It was the main of. Damn it. Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying though. This is why I still think Drew McIntyre's going over at WrestleMania. Yeah, he will win against freaking Roman. Well,
You think so?
Well, because yeah, I will say this though. Because Roman, well, I think he actually said it. I think this was like on a little bit of a podcast before. He did say, well, he was guaranteed to lose against Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. So yeah.
Because of that is your reason that he's going, because the whole premise, this whole
if it happens that I am like officially right. Like what they're trying to do. Yeah, they're trying to build up.
He's officially right, you guys. Make it official.
Drew freaking McIntyre. That's what they're doing. Yeah, all they're just doing, they're just building up.
So if you're right, then that makes you right.
Yo, if I'm right though, really? Okay.
Then what then? What's gonna happen?
God. Ah, man, I should have retired. Yeah, I should have retired a long
You
time
retired
ago.
from what, man? Come on.
This podcast, I should have retired a long time ago.
No, we're getting into the good stuff, down to the nitty gritty, covering it all right here with you guys at Dat Wrasslin Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So, let's move on to SmackDown. New Day versus, Vince McMahon, basically. So
You just said that, I'm just like, okay.
that's basically how you could put it. No matter what they do, it's not really good enough. And even a little bit of a spoiler alert towards the end, it's still not clear that it's enough.
The same. I don't know. I've been even going all over the internet trying to find out, and it's like every website reports something different. And then hold on, this is just real quick, but now I'm seeing the women's battle royal and the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal all of a sudden have a bunch of people added to it. I don't remember seeing them talk about it on TV.
Yeah, same. I never seen them talk about the Andre.
There's like a shit ton of people in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I don't remember them ever reporting that on TV.
Well, yeah, true. Well, I mean, they've got to be in there. I mean, I guess they're just not announcing it like they do the Royal Rumble. How everybody declares that they're entering. I guess they want it to be.
I haven't seen anyone say that they're in it.
Yeah. Because nobody cares. Not even the people that are in it. As far as the promo went, where Vince was all like, you're going to have to prove it, they're going to have to... It's starting to feel like, I understand that it's, 2 weeks away and then 1 week away from WrestleMania, but at what point is it too much? It feels like it might have already gotten to that point where they're like, we get it, he's the underdog, no shit. For one, gauntlet matches kind of suck.
I know. I hate when they keep throwing fucking gauntlet matches.
It's half the show if it's on SmackDown, and by the first half is usually pretty good, but by the end of it, they're all the guys are tired, and it's just not as good. Not everybody is Seth Rollins. Not everybody can keep kind of going full sprint for an hour. And it's ridiculous to assume that. But I just think that it's... I do really hope that Kofi does get, the match and the win. But who knows at this point? It's kind of... You never know which way they're going to go, especially this close to the actual day. They're trying to keep it all hush-hush probably, and they're trying... Something big's going to happen, I'm sure.
I think that they're using...
You say something big's going to happen.
Something big.
They're using Kofi Kingston as a crutch to give Bray Wyatt a huge return. That's what I think.
Yeah, we know. I don't think so. I hope not. Bray Wyatt's great, but even a WrestleMania debut isn't enough. They're going to need to do something long and drawn out.
Have you not seen his new haircut?
Has he got like a buzz cut or like some short hair now or something?
He's still got the dreads, but like the top of his head is shaved.
Oh, it looks like... Oh, okay. I know kind of what it looks like. So, either way, I don't think a haircut is quite going to solve that whole thing either. Oh, it is? You are 100% behind this.
A haircut and beating the Kofi Kingston, and he's in there.
But as a lackey to Daniel Bryan? Isn't that...
I didn't say that Kofi Kingston was gonna lose. You assumed.
Oh, you say he helps Kofi?
No. Not necessarily.
So what are you assuming happens? That he pop you because last week
Kofi
you said
wins
that
the title and then Bray Wyatt attacks him. Everyone assumes he's helping Daniel Bryan, but really he's just pushing for the title himself.
oh, so Daniel Bryan comes up and is all like, you know what's up, and he does
cool,
he does the thing to him too, the Sister Abigail. He does the thing. Do the roar. Okay. I can get behind that, but last week you were saying that like the lights go out and Bray Wyatt attack, or Kofi Kingston's down and then they come back on and then Daniel Bryan pins him and then it's Bray Wyatt. And I was like, no. That's what you said last week. No.
I say a
Bad
lot,
soul.
I say a lot of crazy shit. You guys believe anything I say.
Bad soul. These
Soul's laughing about it. He's like, I say a lot of crazy shit.
Soul, these are concrete predictions. We write these down.
No, whoa, hang on a second.
Hang on,
Soul just said. Soul
right
just.
there.
Hang on, guys. Hang on. Soul just said. Yeah, don't believe. Well, what he said. Remember like what he like said like about a couple of minutes ago about Rock winning. Yeah, well that's not gonna happen.
Nobody saw that coming, Dan.
Not gonna happen.
Oh.
Ew.
No. What I said last week is really what I believe. I think Bray Wyatt's gonna cost Kofi the title.
Yeah. Oh, and my next thing we already covered, kind of with the Becky thing. It was that Charlotte basically buried Asuka. Now, basically, all Asuka's going to be able to do is what? Enter the women's battle royal.
Yep.
Whoop-de-doo. Oh,
which
what
she already has.
Which she'll probably win. Which whoop-de-doo. Yeah, see. That's fucking. I hate that. It's like here it's like.
At least we finally have a women's battle royal that Nia Jax can't win because she's not in it. Thank God. She wins every battle royal. She almost won the men's. She's really getting old. At least she's not in this one.
Yeah, I don't like it. No, if Asuka enters it, I don't think it would be right for her to have just lost that fucking belt for no good reason, and then she loses. I would be so. Anybody who's a real fan of Asuka, like how you're a fan of Ty Dillinger or your favorite wrestlers, has got to be just one of, what I mean. Like, if it was your favorite wrestler that you're rooting for right now, and they just keep, like you felt with Ty Dillinger, except magnify that by, like, the way a lot of people probably, the people that wear the masks out there and that bring a sign for Asuka. I just... It's so disappointing, A lot of people root for all of New Day, but when one of New Day fails, the other two are bound to succeed or something like that. They have a support system. You don't feel as bad for New Day.
I think a better example is the way I feel with Shinsuke.
No, they botched Asuka way worse. I think Asuka is
purple dude.
I just put it on random on a tournament. It's one of the subscribers.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just put.
Sorry to hit you all. I was just looking at the screen.
Very
like,
disrespectful.
Who the fuck is this purple dude?
Yeah, let's put random matches up there, and so Big Perp showed up. I think that Asuka is the worst handled superstar in the WWE. I don't think anybody. Name one person who's been treated worse as far as their character and their character's development and accomplishments and just being shit on.
Accomplishments.
Shinsuke Nakamura,
Shinsuke definitely is one of them. They just throw the United States title.
Yep.
I'd say.
Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder. I don't know. He hasn't.
None of the here's the thing. None of those guys were undefeated.
He won a title for like a day.
Yeah,
none of those people were undefeated. None of them came in with a huge beating Goldberg streak with all the potential in the world. Look, hold on, let me finish. Shinsuke had a fucking theme song. I'm sorry. That's all he's and the weird gimmick where he does the crazy hand thing and the leaning on the rope. I'm sorry. I have never been impressed. I have never been impressed with Shinsuke in ring.
Bobby Roode has been treated pretty bad since NXT as well. I mean, he's been thrown in all this random bullshit. This tag team that's not even fucking working out. No one gives a shit about. It's like, what are they doing, Bobby Roode? He had a good run in NXT.
As a singles guy, but then
you know why? Listen. You know why you're thinking? You know why you're thinking of Bobby Roode right now? Because I just said the only thing Shinsuke had was a theme song. That's all Bobby Roode had either.
Oh my!
Not entirely.
Bobby Roode sucks. He's a good
heel. When he was a heel, he was really good.
He was Bell.
I think it's just because they give him this face, and he's not good at face.
Bobby Roode when he was a part of Beer Money.
He's a slow worker. I don't like
James. I didn't like him in NXT as a heel. I'm sorry. They need to bring James.
I like him as a heel in NXT.
I'm not a fan of slow workers, which is I'm being a bit of a hypocrite because I am a fan of Elias. Wow. But I don't really like. I don't. Ben, let me talk. Shit. I don't really like slow workers. You know, the guys who they're not. I'm not saying they all have to run around the ring.
Is a really good performer.
In ring.
That's great in the ring. Tell me with that booty thing and then the Oscar lock.
She doesn't. She does more than that.
In the ring.
It doesn't even it's not even.
I'm not saying that she deserves it based on her in-ring ability. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying she was.
Hyped
I agree. But that's not the argument that I'm making. I'm making the argument that she's the worst handled person in WWE right now. That she could have been, maybe not as high up in the echelons as Ronda Rousey
or. Her the title, and they kind of just gave her
and
the
just
title
kind of just took it away, and they let her win the Royal Rumble, and then they showed how much that matters. They just everything they did was just for nothing. Every opportunity she got was for nothing, and they just threw her in just a bunch of garbage stuff. They should have just let her. I've said it for months. You know, they should have just let her yell shit in Japanese and kick people's heads off, and it would have been fucking great. And people would still be yelling, "Asuka's gonna kill you," and it would have been a lot better than how completely mismanaged. Look at all the shit we had to go through in both of the women's divisions. Why couldn't it have been?
I think it's just the women's division in general when it comes to them.
Look, if they would have handled Asuka right, we could very well be watching Asuka versus Ronda Rousey next week instead of Asuka versus Becky Lynch, because
if they handled it right and didn't take away that one thing that she had going for her.
The streak wasn't it basically was. The streak was
the one thing going for her. That's why a lot of people liked her, because of the streak.
Exactly, and
when she was overhyped.
When they started I can understand even when Charlotte broke the streak, fine, but let her come back from that instead of this back and forth and back and forth. I'm not a huge Asuka fan, but I have to say that they just ruined. I agree that they ruined Shinsuke, but not to the extent that they just murdered Asuka.
They ruined a lot of people.
I know.
WWE.
I know. So, the Miz and Shane McMahon continued their thing. Shane brought security. Who was it? Like a bunch of B-listers. Like, you're the owner and this is the best.
Benjamin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they always bring out like jobbers to be security.
And Sanity, and it's like, oh, okay, yep.
What's it gonna do with Sanity now? Like
nothing. They're gonna ruin them too.
They
Good
already
God.
did ruin them. They lost to the Bludgeon Brothers. They ruined anybody that lost to the Bludgeon Brothers. Okay, look at where one of them are now.
Oh man.
What the fuck was that for? Why did they create the Bludgeon Brothers and then dissipate and then come back with this freaking thing with Danny O'Brien? Like, they have to have something in mind at this point. There has to be another Wyatt family reunion or something. They had to be planning ahead of this. I'm telling you. You can't have a team like the Bludgeon Brothers that lasted, what, 2 months? And to destroy the entire SmackDown tag team division? And then just disappear?
But they had those cool hammers, though.
Yeah, where are they now? Up in Mr. McMahon's ass. That's what they are.
So how does it's insane to me to believe that Shane McMahon can beat up the Miz pretty handily right after that match. Sure, sneak attack and whatever, but you know, even after that. But the Miz can beat up Shelton Benjamin, all of Sanity, and the other guy, and like
and the Colognes.
That's how they brought jobbers out there. Because people know they're jobbers.
Yeah, they brought.
They're like, oh, let's beat up a bunch of jobbers, okay.
They brought the Colognes. Cool water.
Oh no, the Colognes. Oh no.
Cool water at Polo. They brought Curve and Polo. So, yeah, the Miz and Shane McMahon, another filler match, another probably bad match. Like, unless Shane McMahon jumps out of a helicopter, I don't give a fuck.
Well, it is Falls Count anywhere, so technically that can happen.
Empire State Building. I mean, wait, no, never mind. They're not gonna be in New York, but yeah. I don't know. Fun stuff. Fun stuff.
Well, the match is actually Falls Count anywhere, so that means like any pinfall can actually happen.
He better jump off the freaking stadium or something. Coast off of that.
Yeah, run it into about like 4 tables. That would be fun. Let's see. Wait, 4 tables.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else next?
Yeah. Well, he's 100 overall, so I guess it's not quite fair.
What?
Yeah. So the guy won again.
Oh.
Purple guy, big perp.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the last thing on SmackDown was obviously the hour-long gauntlet.
Do we have to talk about this?
I mean, I think we do. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't good. I did enjoy the Usos coming out. Street really didn't want to talk about it. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm not talking about it."
The internet problem again he's been having.
So I did enjoy the Usos coming out and being like, you know, we forfeit. You know, I really thought that I was like, oh man, no, Usos, don't do it, Us, don't do it, because they came out real hype, like they were gonna, you know, just take their heads off as soon as the bell rang, and I was like, don't do it, Us, don't do it. And then they were like, we've been through this with you, and we've been back and forth, put on 5-star, man, blah, 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 you know, good luck at WrestleMania, and we forfeit. I was like, I almost, you know, did a golf clap, you know. That was a good moment, and that, to me, kind of made the gauntlet worth it. And then...
So, nobody else cried?
Oh, that's funny.
Really?
No.
That was a cry-worthy moment, I'm sure, for some people. It was like that,
Somebody making popcorn or something? What's going on with it?
Nothing's going on over here, you just pay attention.
Pay attention to what you're doing.
Yo, you making popcorn over there, guy.
So yeah, New Day ran the gauntlet, and then they caught up with Vince McMahon backstage and said, "So is Kofi in the WrestleMania match?" And he just didn't say anything, got in the limo, and that was it. So still unclear, which is surely intentional, because you know they'll do something else to him next week. They'll be like,
he didn't not say anything. He said yes.
And then he's like, "Oh yeah," but then he had this weird
look. But it was like a weird kind of yes, like a.
Yeah,
it was very unclear.
Yeah, that's what I'm
sure there's still some kind of trick up his sleeve.
Something's coming. He's gonna be like, you're gonna be the special guest referee and agent, and you know, and I'll be like, you fucker, you know, whatever. You're gonna be special guest commentator, you know, something stupid. But we'll see. We'll know Tuesday, I'm sure. And we'll have a lot to talk about next Saturday, you know, when we discuss all the goings on. So I had to take that day off so I could watch TakeOver. So good stuff. I imagine we'll be covering.
I probably won't be able to be in that podcast.
Yeah, I know, because we're going to be talking about TakeOver, and you're not going to be able to watch TakeOver until you get off.
Well, normally I'm off on Saturdays, but I have to work.
Yeah, I remember.
That Saturday, because I'm taking Thursday off because it's my son's birthday, so I had to work a day to replace it. So I'm not off for TakeOver or WrestleMania.
Yeah. Family first, so.
But I'll be watching them when I get off of work.
So you finished NXT, right? So.
Yeah. And
okay.
WrestleMania is going to take me like 3 days to watch. So I'll probably be streaming for like a week or two because I'm going on vacation the following week.
So the last thing we're really going to talk about NXT was a lot of filler matches, and then well, there was a bit of a really good promo between Velveteen Dream and
Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle won his match. Velveteen Dream came out on a couch pushed by like these chicks.
Oh, you're just gonna totally skip the Finest and not even talk about him like that?
Matt Riddle beat the shit out of Kona Reeves, and then Velveteen Dream came out on a couch.
Better, but Matt Riddle may be the original, bro. But he's not the Finest, bro.
Yeah, I forgot how much you really enjoy Kona Reeves.
I feel like Kona Reeves, all he has to do is shave his head, and then he could be The Rock 2.0.
Oh my god.
He's that good, huh?
But imagine, look back and watch The Rock when he was new, brand new, debuting. No one gave a shit. He was a nobody, just like Kona Reeves. Very much possible. Any of these guys that you guys think is a joke right now could be the next great one. Don't ever doubt anyone, okay? Don't ever be fooled. He's the Finest. 5 years from now, he might be the hottest thing in sports entertainment.
Could be. Who knows?
He could possibly be much more better.
Oh, much more better.
Think about that.
Much more better.
Also on this NXT was the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Classic. Aleister Black and Ricochet took on the Forgotten Sons, and I was sure that NXT was going to use this to try and push the Forgotten Sons But they did the right thing, in my opinion. They let Aleister Black and they let Aleister and Ricochet win the match. So they've got that moving forward. They've just beaten tag team champions multiple times on Raw and SmackDown, and I'm pretty sure that they win at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So do Aleister Black and Ricochet become a permanent team? I don't want
for
that.
For a while, I think for a while they will.
But that means inevitable, like, stupid, obligatory tag team breakup, which is going to be mishandled probably horribly. Oh, we're miscommunicating, so now we can't.
I don't want to see either one of these guys turn heel ever. I don't think either one of them ever should be heel. I mean, Aleister Black could be like a mysterious kind of Undertaker type, where he doesn't really get a name thrown on him. He's not a heel or a face. He just does his own thing type of character. But
yeah.
To attack someone like Ricochet and become a heel, I don't want to see that at all. It would decimate his character, in my opinion.
Probably. And Ricochet
like
definitely.
Bryan should have never been a heel.
I still agree with that. Okay.
If anybody should have turned heel, it should have been AJ Styles.
Well, AJ, he's already had like that, that run with the heel, and yeah, look where he actually what he got. He won the WWE Championship from Dean frickin' Ambrose. No, I'm just saying though.
Alright, looking back on it, I have to say I liked AJ Styles, one of his heel runs, but it was the one where he had the Bullet Club with him, the beat up John Cena thing. But that was mostly Luke and Carl. Well, I guess it was kind of AJ too, you know. What are we going to do this week, guys? You know, beat up John Cena.
Beat up John Cena. Yep.
That was good. I enjoyed that, in retrospect. I don't think I liked it as much at the time, but looking back on it, I think I enjoyed it.
It was much more better, right?
Much more better. So we can move on into any rumors and news. The only one I've really got
Gold Dust.
Okay.
Okay, so Gold Dust's WWE contract is actually expiring. He may be going to AEW potentially.
Nah, people just saying he may go. I think he's gonna just retire in general. I don't see what else he could be doing.
Producer, trainer, coach.
I mean, yeah, maybe that, but as a wrestler-wise, I think he'd just retire from wrestling.
They pay him enough money.
I mean, I could see that he could go to AEW because, you know, Cody Rhodes is there, his brother's there. I understand that, and he could take whatever role there. But
if he went there, look, think about it.
Do not wrestle. Alright, that's what I'm saying. He needs to retire from wrestling. Yeah?
Meh. Yeah.
What, you guys still think he's entertaining in the ring?
No.
Exactly. You think his promos are entertaining?
Last time I remember him having a match was the match against John Cena. Because it was the first time ever.
He's old.
It wasn't bad. He's more of a... If he does wrestle, it's more of a entertainment.
Oh, Jim Ross leaves the WWE.
Thing. It's not a match. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, yeah. Jim Ross is leaving.
He's a nostalgia act at this point.
The Jim Ross thing is kind of news. That was like last week or something like that. I heard that.
Yeah. Oh, Linda McMahon to resign from Trump administration. I don't know if that's actually like even, I don't think relevant.
Really? Just hopping off the Trump dick?
Hey Ben, wait. I wonder, are you covered in that Article 13 thing? Can you post memes? Are you banned from posting memes?
Nah.
That has nothing to do with
bro.
WWE.
Nope.
I just thought about that. A lot of people might not know, but all of Europe is banned from posting memes.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know how that works, but that is nothing WWE related or wrestling related.
But it is to WWE wrestling memers.
WWE meme, nobody can post the Batista meme now around there. Give me what I want.
How do you ban someone?
I don't know.
They block the websites to the anything with memes on it. The Reddit meme, I don't know.
It's stupid, but...
Oh, by the way, Dean Ambrose will not appear at WrestleMania or Raw.
So... that now confirms it.
That confirms that. Dean Ambrose will not appear at WrestleMania 35 or Raw.
So was the last match we saw that crap fest?
Yep.
I guess so.
That's the last we see of Dean Ambrose?
Yep, in WWE.
I guess it might be. I don't know. This is just Raw and... well, this is just, you know, fucking WrestleMania and Raw after WrestleMania. So who knows?
Well, I mean, how do you...
how hard it's gonna be to be at work during WrestleMania and not be able to watch it?
You know that you can... You do know that you can pull out your... You can put the network on your phone.
I know, but I can't just sit there and watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah, no, you can't sit there and watch it.
So you're locked you're locked behind a cage. They can't even see you most of the time.
No, I don't have a cage.
Well, y'all suck.
Wow.
You guys heard about Becky Lynch?
Like signed a new contract?
No, she called out Gronk.
Gronkowski.
Yeah. And it's funny because Gronk had something to say as well as what's his face there. I don't remember his name. Zack Ryder, right? Or no, Mojo Rawley, my bad. I get those confused. Both of them said something about, well, Mojo Rawley said, oh, you could see Gronk back in the ring soon. And then Gronk said something about WrestleMania or something. I don't remember what it fucking said honestly, because I really.
Oh wait, what?
But a lot of people are speculating.
Wait,
a lot of people are speculating that Gronk could, after retiring from after retiring from NFL, he could be in WWE.
Well, I already seen that coming for years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as he announced his retirement, I was like, it's only a matter of time until they start talking about it.
I mean, we already see a lot of people, you know, working with Mr. McMahon that's from NFL. Obviously, with his, you know, his own fucking football league and shit.
He's probably, but a lot of NFL players come to wrestling, but none of them have had the star power of Gronkowski. Gronkowski will actually bring fans to WWE, but.
Exactly.
It's just like Becky Lynch pointed out, and it's true.
Yeah.
It's like
Becky Lynch said.
It's like, hey, welcome to WWE. Here's your title shot. Welcome to WrestleMania. Blah blah blah. You know, you're famous, so you get to skip all the hard work.
Like it's similar to the whole Ronda Rousey thing. You're famous, so here you get your title shot.
I bet Rob Gronkowski and Matt Riddle could make a good tag team.
I know, right? They look like they could. They really look like they could.
They could be the hype bros that we deserve.
Oh, they could be the.
They would be hype as hell.
Yeah, they would definitely be the hype bros.
Dude, as soon as Matt Riddle's music hits, I just feel like I'm smoking some a really good blunt on a hammock in Hawaii, like with a little daiquiri drink. Like I'm just chilling. Like his music is just chill.
Bro.
Like, we don't condone anybody drinking or smoking, but
it just makes you feel like you're on vacation.
When his music hits, the sound.
We also don't condone smoking and drinking to make you feel like you're on vacation.
When his music hits, you can like hear the sound that a bong makes.
Yeah.
They should put that in his entrance music.
His music is gonna be an intro of every freaking Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa music now. Fucking bong in the background when the song starts.
Yeah.
That's what his music gonna be.
Exactly. Bro. I swear, I don't know if he's like trying to be like in character or something, but he was doing an interview the other day on NXT. That's what I was about to say. His eyes were so. His eyes were completely closed. Vince McMahon worked out. Triple H was like, "Look, I know what you're gonna do. We're gonna drug test you."
On some medical shit or something.
No, that's still.
He's gonna say, "I
have PTSD from UFC."
Yeah.
Bro.
He's gotta be. Like, you can't just be lucky enough to just be that way all the time.
No.
To just literally be naturally high. The guy is high. Well, whether he's smoking or not, he's high.
Naturally.
That guy is blazed.
Yeah, he just was born blazed.
You guys want to talk about who's gonna be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal?
No.
I've already got those names up.
Everyone, it's just a bunch of jobbers.
No, it's actually not.
There's
Jeff
Braun
Hardy's in that,
Strowman.
Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy's also
Yeah.
in.
Oh,
There's
Matt
Jeff
Hardy, not Matt Hardy. I can't believe Matt Hardy.
EC3.
Matt Hardy won it last year.
Well, yeah, half of it is jobbers. That's true.
I think
Wait,
isn't Ricochet in that?
No, we've got a tag team title match.
Rhino's in there.
Rhino
wow.
Leader, Bobby Roode,
Jinder
Chad
Mahal,
Gable,
Bobby Roode,
Mustafa Ali,
Kalisto, Grand Metalik, Vince Dorado, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, Victor and Connor.
Ricky
Ali.
Steamboat.
Oh, Ali's gonna win
Otis
it.
is in
Ali's
there.
gonna win it. I already know it. Ali's gonna win it. It's either gonna be EC3
Andrade is in
or
there.
Ali.
Andrade's
It's
already
gonna be
in there.
EC3 or Ali.
If Ali wins it, I'm honestly gonna be
Andrade,
mad
maybe
just
maybe
because that's very
Andrade.
predictable.
Huh?
I'm gonna be mad if Ali wins it just because it's really predictable. Because I've
He
never
should
seen
get
anything
really
like
close
that.
and then get fucked over.
Ooh, damn.
They do it to everybody else we like, and I don't care about Mustafa Ali. So do it to the people I don't give a shit about.
Wow.
Otis and Tucker is in it.
Oh, you know what? Yeah,
Maybe-
turn Tucker
Don't
Knight
forget-
heel on like Otis.
Shelton
I wanna see-
Benjamin.
Otis versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 36.
No. That's
Yes.
the fucking worst match.
Yes.
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 Yeah, and then actually
Otis
have
just hits
freaking
Brock
Otis
Lesnar
actually
with his own
wins.
F5 and becomes a new Universal Champion. Look it now.
No, well that's what Seth Rollins is actually gonna freaking win against Brock Lesnar. I'm just
Guess what,
saying,
Ben?
but
Oh, guess what, Ben? Guess what?
it's gonna happen.
Seth
It's gonna
Rollins is gonna
happen.
lose. Brock Lesnar's gonna
No,
win.
he's not. He's
The
no,
women's
he's not.
battle royal.
He's not gonna win.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
The women's
But
battle royal has
Lesnar,
Asuka,
in my
Carmella,
opinion,
Naomi,
is
Lana,
not good.
Mandy
I'm
Rose,
sorry.
Sonya Deville, Nikki Cross, Dana Brooke,
Oh my
Ruby
god.
Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Mickey James.
You know who's gonna fucking win that, right? You know exactly
What, the
who's gonna win
women's battle
that.
royal?
Yep.
I don't know. I feel
Carmella.
like it might be Mandy.
No.
Or it might be
Also,
what's her name there?
No, I don't know. I don't have any idea.
Yo, this was actually the most funniest thing, right? So you know when Asuka actually had the title?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yo,
a
Mandy
week ago,
Rose
man.
Mandy Rose
Yeah,
was actually
so something
slated
like
to
that.
actually win that entire tournament. Yeah, to win that I think it was a
Well, Mandy Rose had
you know
her
that
chance and
match?
lost.
How was that funny?
Yo, she was actually slated to actually win to face Asuka at WrestleMania.
How was that funny?
Yeah, how's
I
that
don't know.
funny?
I don't know because, like, you know, because now Mandy Rose is actually now in this. I can see Mandy Rose just winning. I'm sorry. That's how I see it now happening. Mandy Rose is gonna win.
Hashtag winning.
Oh God.
So
Yeah, and
you're
then
saying
also
the winners
freaking
of
Arch.
WrestleMania are going to be on one of the likes of I don't know, Mandy Rose,
Winning,
the
duh.
Usos, Brock
Oh.
Lesnar.
Hang on. No, hang on. Also, one other thing I also need to address. Could someone please tell me who the fuck is the host of this year's WrestleMania? Because our trooper said he's going to be the host.
Alexa Bliss. What are you talking about?
apparently R-Truth thinks that he's gonna be the host of WrestleMania. I'm like, what the? Yeah. Apparently,
well,
yeah,
that's R-Truth.
that's what he's actually said on his Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, he said that he's gonna be the host. That him and Carmelo are actually gonna be the hosts. And I'm just like, oh my fucking god.
Ben is.
What I'm hoping they're gonna do is because there's still rumors of John Cena having a match. I want John Cena versus R-Truth. If John Cena's gonna have a match. That way R-Truth gets to face his childhood hero.
Hey Ben, how do you feel about Nikki Bella retired?
Nah, that's okay.
It's okay.
Like,
I have plenty of pictures of her on my desktop.
Hey, what? Wait, Souls, what did you just say? Because I literally heard what you just said.
Then why'd you ask?
Apparently, for the reason of her retirement, you want to hear the reason for her retirement?
Cause she sucks.
Why?
That well, basically she sucks, but to put it in a nicer way, her body is not in good shape and can't take it anymore.
That's the same reason she broke up with John Cena. Hey.
So, yeah, exactly the same reason she broke up with John Cena. Sorry, John, my body is not in shape anymore.
I can't take one more attitude adjustment.
Oh god.
I
can't take another STFU. Oh man. She's not that old though. She's like 30 what? 35, 34? She acts like she's
Ben,
like
when is Nikki Bella's
40s.
birthday?
What? What the hell? So all these questions and you're just confusing me right now.
I asked you one question.
What is it? What was the question you asked?
I said, when is Nikki Bella's birthday?
Yeah, Ben, when's Nikki Bella's birthday?
Nikki Bella's birthday.
Did you guys even know that John Laurinaitis is the step
yes.
father of the Bella twins? I did not even know that.
Yes.
I did not know that. That's crazy shit. Boggles my mind.
That's because you don't watch Total Bellas, bro.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Oh yeah, new Hall of Famers, right? New Hall of Famers.
Yep, the Hart Foundation.
Yeah, Hart Foundation.
Minus the
Bret Hart and
right?
Jim and the Hart. Yep.
So wait, they're letting Bret Hart in?
Yep, Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil Hart.
So wait, how'd they get his wife to agree to that or whatever?
What?
Not Bret.
What are you talking about?
What?
They didn't induct Bret yet, have they? At all by himself?
They have inducted Bret.
Well, what was it? Was it Jim that his wife or somebody wouldn't let?
No, it was Owen. It was Owen Hart.
You're talking about Owen Hart. You get that confused.
Yeah, is Owen not in it?
No, Owen Hart.
No, he's not in it. Because his wife.
But how can you induct the Hart Foundation without the Hart?
Because they went by that as a tag team.
Gay. I mean, good for them, but not very good for Owen. Now we get to watch the Hall of Fame ceremony where Bret Hart gets up there and begs Owen's wife or whatever to please let him be in the Hall of Fame. That's all I remember from Bret Hart's induction, really, is like, I think he was like begging to let Owen in. I think a few people have done that through the years.
Yeah, but Owen Hart's wife wouldn't allow it.
They'll like stop in the middle and they'll be like, and I just want to say something real quick, and You know, and they'll be looking there, be like, they'll say her name, and they'll be like, Owen Hart deserves to be here, blah, blah, blah. You need to do the right thing, and like, almost every year it seems like. I think the bitch would get the clue.
Yeah, the 21st of November 1983, that's when Nikki Bell's birthday is.
You actually looked it up.
I did. I actually did look that up.
Alright,
Yeah,
I'm out of here.
Well, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's the end of the podcast. We're going to go ahead and end it. So thank you guys. Tune in next week. We'll cover TakeOver and do our WrestleMania predictions. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Take it easy. Peace.